8 suspects die in shootouts with police, and Russia warns of a civil war in Syria. Good afternoon. 8 suspects have been killed in shootouts with police in 2 separate incidents in Inanda, north of Durban. In the first incident, a suspect was killed in an exchange of fire with police at the Ohlanga River. He'd been wanted following the fatal shooting of 3 patrons in a tavern. 7 other suspects were killed when police swooped on the suspect's hideout house in the Amoti area of Inanda. Police spokesperson Vincent Mdunga.
We are concerned that we have lost so many lives, but we are proud at the same time that the officers were brave enough to face these illicit criminals who were shooting at them using AK-47 assault rifles. To me, the officers did a noble thing. Many lives have been saved in the process, whilst we have lost the criminals. One thing we are happy about, we did not lose one life amongst our officers, and none of our officers were injured, which clearly demonstrate that our officers are highly trained and they were equal to the task.
Pretoria police are investigating the mysterious deaths of 2 teenagers who were found half naked and bound with their clothes in an open veld near the capital's DF Malan Road this morning. Spokesperson Nare Sitati says the 2 bodies were discovered close to each other. The victims, a male and a female, had been stabbed several times on their upper bodies. SAfm5pm reports.
Police were called to the scene by a passerby who only discovered the girl's body, but when they got there and were searching the area, they saw another body of a male estimated to be 16 years of age. He was half naked and his body had been dumped into the Apis River. It is not clear whether the 15-year-old girl who was stripped of all her clothing was raped, but police do not rule out the possibility. Her hands and legs were tied. Sitati says they'll also investigate whether the victims were killed somewhere else and the bodies then dumped on the scene. No one has been arrested and police are asking anyone with information to come forward. SAfm5pm, SABC News, Pretoria.
Expelled ANC Youth League leader Julius Malema says he'll take the ANC to court to challenge the decision to expel him from the party. Malema says he has no option. Malema's told the crowd at an ANC event that the outcome of his appeal against his expulsion has already been announced by ANC President Jacob Zuma during a recent SABC and New Age breakfast. Zuma said at the time that if Malema's appeal failed, the Youth League would need to find a new president. Radzani Chavasu reports on Malema's latest move.
Malema says his decision to go to court will not be a transgression of the constitution of the ANC, as he is no longer a member. Malema was speaking during the ANC centenary celebration underway at the Nkonkwa Stadium in Limpopo. ANC Deputy President Kgalema Motlanthe will later address the rally organized by the ANC Youth League.
A 25-year-old tourist from Brazil has been rescued at Surfers Corner Beach near Maizenberg after she found herself in distress. Glima Lima was swimming in fairly tough, rather rough surf conditions and was rescued by 2 surfers. Disaster Risk Management spokesperson Wilfred Solomons Johannes.
She swallowed some water and sustained minor lacerations on a leg from the rocks and was in a state of shock. The victim was treated on the scene by paramedics of the city's fire and rescue services together with the Metro Emergency Medical Service. She was in a stable condition after the medical treatment provided to her on scene.
Russia's warned that a mission to Syria by the UN Arab League peace envoy Kofi Annan may be the last chance to avoid civil war. The warning came from Russian President Dmitry Medvedev as Annan visited Moscow to discuss the Syrian crisis and ways of ending the violence. The BBC's Simon Ponsford reports.
Russia says it wants to avoid a long-lasting and bloody civil war in Syria, and President Medvedev offered Kofi Annan his full support. Mr. Annan has been trying to persuade Russia, a key ally of Syria, to take a firmer stance against President Bashar al-Assad. And he also used the meeting to tell Syria that his mediation efforts were an opportunity. Mr. Annan said Damascus could choose to put an end to the fighting, and he once again urged the Syrians to allow humanitarian aid into the worst-hit areas.